we are so blessed today to be able to walk around in the soul of Stetson Kennedy. And I want to explain to you what I mean by that. Stetson inherited the property around this lake, and he decided to demonstrate that people could live in beauty and harmony with the environment by demonstrating it. He never claimed this for himself, but he was one of Florida's first green land developers. He didn't let these trees be torn down. Go down the road and see what's happened when people have not had that point of view. He would not let the gullies be leveled so that wildlife could continue to come and go in their traditional paths. We have this gift of being able, with our grandchildren, to love this place called Beluthahatchee, this place called Florida, because of some people with whom Stetson, his family, and his foundation are greatly indebted. The first of those people are the members of the boards of his foundation. Would everyone who has served in the past or is serving now to carry on Stetson's legacy, would you give us a big wave? Would you just wave at us? You are the people who have self-selected to carry it on. But we have a huge debt of gratitude to three people that Stetson would be very angry with me if I did not mention today. Shorty Robbins and Troy Blevins of the St. Johns County Recreation Department worked full-time and overtime to create the state grant that allowed this county to buy this property. We still have the need, as you saw coming in, for the adjoining property to make this place really viable, because that was a part of the original grant, but unfortunately we were not able to do that. The third person to whom we, our family, and our foundation is greatly indebted is Jonelle Mulrain. In 2006, Jonelle brought Jacksonville back to Stetson. In 2006, he was almost forgotten, but she made his hometown sit up and take notice in a fabulous event at the University of North Florida. She helped Stetson develop the International Advisory Board that gives such substance and such credibility to the work that we do. She was able to negotiate for the cedar that could rehabilitate his house. So, Jonelle, wherever you are, wave to us. There she is. Over these weeks, I've pondered about what I might say to you, what I think I've learned after 8 years with Stetson Kennedy. And I'm reminded that every time he would go and talk with young people, there would be some young person who would ask him the question, what advice do you have for young people? And Stetson would say, pick a cause and stick to it. Is there anybody here that doesn't believe that Stetson Kennedy lived long and strong for 94 years because he knew what he needed to do and he stuck to it? Every time I'd hear him answer that question, I thought about my favorite Harry Chapin song. And for those of you who know Harry Chapin, you probably remember these lyrics. It goes, if a man spent his time on earth to show before he died just what man's life could be worth, well, I wonder what would happen to this world. Well, that's Stetson. That was his message. Most of it. Most of us are lucky if we pick one good cause to give our life meaning. Stetson had three, but for him, They were the golden braid. You couldn't pull one without the other being affected. The one he's best known for, of course, is human rights. But human rights were only going to be served if the environment that we all live in is to be saved. And if we are going to live in peace, the road to peace is paved with respect and understanding of one another, and a diligence to protect this environment that gives life to all of us. The common thread of this golden braid is a passion for the common good. Stetson loved democracy. I'm fairly sure I can say he loved democracy more than the 7 women he was married to. His last public act was to haltingly, with his little walker, take himself to Flagler College Auditorium to tell the legislative committee that is trying to avoid the people's will about redistricting. He explained to these folks that gerrymandering is the equivalent of the poll tax, and that democracy is not safe as long as people in power who can pick who votes for them instead of the people choosing who they want to represent them. So right to the end, democracy was his mistress, and one that I wasn't the least bit jealous of. Stetson had a remarkably intuitive understanding of his own health. Anytime he said to go to the hospital, we went. And on that last visit to Baptist, the young doctor in the emergency room explained to him that brain surgery would be the only cure for what he was suffering from. He looked at this man and said, I have a bad heart. My veins are shot. I have COPD. What neurosurgeon in his right mind would want me for a patient? And why should I spend my last hours in your recovery room? And then he said something that caught me up short. He said, every person has a cause. Mine is finished. I'm ready. So now he leaves us to carry on those missions that he felt so passionately about. Anna Lomax, the daughter of Alan Lomax, his very good friend, told us the story of Alan's last words. When Alan was dying, his last words were, marvelous, marvelous, marvelous. At the 2006 event that Jonelle organized, Stetson ended his part of the program by saying, let us all pledge to ourselves and to one another that we do everything within our power to make this old world more and more marvelous and less horrendous. We're left now to carry it on.